Hey everybody, this is Verna from StampinNotes. It is Monday, December 12th, 2022, and I have some beautiful cards to share with you featuring the framed Florets bundle. So that would be this stamp set right here. And beautiful sentiments, beautiful floral images, and the dies are wonderful because they have oval frames in them. I will show them to you here. So, this is the really decorative oval frame. And then there's one, this doesn't cut out a frame, but it makes this oval decoration on the paper with tiny little hearts cut out. It's kind of hard to see there. And then this one is a nice edged frame border that goes all the way around. And then also there's some other beautiful dies here. Some of them cut out pieces of the designer series paper, the framed Florets designer series paper, and I'll show that to you. That's one. So let me show you some of that paper. It's nice to be on here with you. If you comment and share, you'll be put into a drawing for some gems, and this week's winner is Dorothy Gayhart. Dorothy, if you could message me with your address, then I can send your gems to you. This card kit is free with a $35 order in my online store using host code GVDQHVBH. And this is good until Sunday, the 18th, 2022 at midnight, December 18th, 2022. I gotta grab my little ring light so my area is lit up a little bit better, and hopefully it's not completely dead. Hopefully you can, oh yeah, there's some battery life still. That makes it a little better, I think. There's some battery life in it. Hooray. Okay, so the other thing I want to let you know about is tomorrow is the last day to sign up for the True Beauty Sweet Notes Card Club featuring the True Beauty stamp set and the beautiful coordinating dies. And if you are interested in that, you get the pre-cut supplies to make 8 cards to each of 4 different designs. The envelopes, the inside sentiment piece. You will also get a half a pack of the Awash and Beauty Designer Series paper. And that's this right here. Sorry about the glare. I'm not going to open this and pull it all out right now, but it is gorgeous floral paper. And we all need a little springtime in our lives right now, don't we? You'll also get a package of the iridescent pearls, a spool of soft seafoam ribbon, and a half a package of dimensionals, a PDF tutorial, and a video tutorial. Priority shipping, it's $39. And if you want to add the True Beauty stamp set onto that, that would be with the stamp set $63, and I pay the tax and shipping on the stamp set. Also, if you want to add the dies, then so in other words, the bundle, the cost is $98.25, and you're just paying for the cost of the bundle set itself, the dies and stamp set, and I am paying the tax and shipping on it. If you would like just the tutorial, that is $15, and that is free to my team. Let me grab those dies and that stamp set so you can see them. Right here. So this is the True Beauty stamp set. It is really beautiful. And these are, oops. Let me take this die sheet out of here so you can see it better. These are the gorgeous dies. And I love this. It's beautiful. And There are some flower images and the stem, like some baby's breath, leaves. So that's what comes in the die set. And this is the bundle itself, the stamp set and the dies. So if you're interested in that, email me at vernastamps@gmail.com and I can bill you through PayPal or Venmo, whatever is best for you. So we'll put this aside and we'll come back now to our cards. So the first card we're going to make is a rather elegant card. I've made it for birthday, but you could make it for Christmas easily. You could turn it into a Christmas card. And we're starting with a half sheet of thick basic white cardstock. And this is 4 1/4 by 11 and it's scored at 5 1/2. Hang on, I'm just pulling my tutorial up here. So we are going to burnish that down with our bone folder so that lays better. And I have a piece of the beautiful Fitting Florets Designer Series paper. I always call it framed florets. Let me show you some of the pieces in that. And I'm only showing you part of it. There's this. It has this gorgeous blue in with the greens there. This is the paper that I've been die cutting. You can see I've been die cutting flower images out of this. It's this image right here. Works with, let me grab that die so you can see it. I think it's this die right here. It is. So it goes on the image kind of like this, but part of this is cut away. So, but you get the idea. The back side of this is a beautiful balmy blue pattern. We're actually going to use that. And there are more here. Let's see. Pull out a couple more for you to see. And they have a wintry theme, like there's berries. And I've cut this all up. It's 12 by 12. Here's one that's not cut up yet. Isn't it pretty? And that's with the gingham, the evening evergreen in there. So gorgeous paper. And this paper is only available while supplies last. And I did not show you all of the sheets of that. But anyways, it is beautiful. And I will have a link with the supplies. So you can, the supplies are listed on my blog. I have a link to my blog and you can go there and order. And if you place an order of $35 or more before tax and shipping, you will get the kits to make 2 each of these cards and 2 each of 3 different cards. And they will be all packaged up and bundled up for you like this, kind of like this. Except these, I will assume you have the dies. So you will need the bundle. Hey, Margaret. Thank you for sharing, Margaret. You will need the bundle to make these cards. I will send you the cardstock, that is designer series paper. And you will also get the tutorial. Any ribbon I will send you. And in the kits. So all right, we've got our card base for this, and we need a piece of designer series paper that's 5 1/4 by 4. And I think I picked it up when I was showing the designer series paper. Let's see if this fits. Aha! We'll put it right on there. And I'm bringing in my Tombow glue. It is the same as, this is Stampin' Up's glue. I've just put it in a different bottle because I like the fine tip on it. And it seems to get, I have less of a problem with it getting plugged up. Okay. And this is our front layer. It's going to go on right here. And we're going to center that. One thing I do like about the glue is that you can move it over before it's set all the way. I gotta grab a wipe because I've got glue on my fingers here. Hey, Mom. Always nice to have my mom on here. Okay, so I have taken those framed floret dies and I have die cut out this frame right here. It's an oval and I've used a Distress Gold Designer Series paper. And also this fancier frame. It's got like the flourishes on the side right there. And we also have a large die cut oval. And this oval is die cut out using this larger frame. So I had used basic white Designer Series paper to die cut that out. Okay. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to stamp the sentiment on here. And I'm using a birthday sentiment, but this would also make a really lovely Christmas card. This says wishes for a beautiful birthday. And we're going to just gently tap like that. And hopefully seeing through the phone, I can center that. Let's see how I did. Not bad. It's a little bit, I'm going to redo it on this side. Let's see. Okay. Wishes for a beautiful birthday. Now we're going to take this and we are going to center it on our card front, just like that. And I'm using that Tombow glue. Okay. So now I'm going to take the oval with the decorative frame and I'm going to layer it over that like that. And I'm just dabbing glue on the four corners or the four areas where the decoration is. We'll lay that down like that. Okay. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this frame and this is going to layer over this. It's going to hide this edge here. You wouldn't have to do that. And one thing with this particular frame is you want to watch out. There's little slits that make the decoration on the top of this, and the glue will seep through them. So I keep my glue to the inside here. Whoops, and that's going to go up there like that. That looks about right. Wishes for a beautiful birthday. I love this font. And like I said, this is a card that you could use for a birthday, or even you could change the sentiment and use it for Christmas too. Okay, so now we're gonna bring in a piece of Evening Evergreen, a scrap piece, and there's a large floral image that we're gonna stamp on that. We're gonna emboss it actually. So as you know, when you're embossing, we're gonna use a Versamark ink. But before we do, we need the little embossing buddy. Let me grab that. Hey, Deborah and Ann. Yes, I know. I love the distress gold paper. Nice to see you ladies on there. Okay, here it is. And you want to just run your embossing buddy over this gently so it keeps the embossing powder helps keep it from flying and landing in places where it shouldn't be when you emboss. And I'm going to bring in the Versamark ink. It's a clear ink. And we're just going to ink up this stamp. Okay. One thing I like about that distress gold paper is that it's so easy to use. It's not super heavy. And we're going to stamp our image on there. All right, so it looks like leaves like a watermark, and you probably can't see it on camera, but it is a clear ink. I'm going to grab a piece of paper and my gold embossing powder. And we're just going to dump this on there. Okay, it looks like it. And tap any excess off. It looks like it covered it pretty good. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. And then we'll just dump this guy in here. Oh, you haven't used it yet, Margaret. Okay. And we'll put this aside. So then I took my heat tool. I'm not going to do it right now because I'll have to step away from the phone. And heat emboss this. You take your tool and run it over it, and you will see that gold embossing powder bake and rise up. It gets really pretty. Let's see. Why isn't that showing good? Maybe if I lay it down, it'll show up better. But anyways, it makes a beautiful floral image, and we're going to put that on the side of our card. Maybe we'll put it on this side. And I'm going to pop that on there with some dimensionals, or as Jeannie Andrews says, the elevators. Jeannie's on my team, and she comes to Stampin' in the Valley at the Canasteel American Legion. And she calls dimensionals elevators because they pop up whatever you use them on. So they're sticky. You take them off and they're sticky. They stick to the cardstock. Oh, Margaret, that's a great idea to give them to the church for shut-ins. There's nothing like a beautiful card, and it really encourages people's hearts too. All right. So as you can see, I loaded mine on there pretty thick. And I take your pick tool. Huh. Oh, here it is. I knew I brought it over, but you know how that goes. I'm just gonna lift this up here. It doesn't want to come off. Yes, that is a good way to pass them on. Absolutely. All right, so we've got our little flower layette, and we're going to put it on the side like that. I don't know if you can see that very good. Not really. I'm trying to move it. So we're going to put some champagne rhinestones in the center of those flowers right there. And make them look pretty. Okay. So I'm going to just use the smaller ones, and I'm using the putty end of the Take Your Pick tool to put them on there. It picks them up nicely, and then you can put them right where you want them. All right, and there's that, and we're going to add some ribbon on the top. And this is the Golden Vanilla Shimmer ribbon. It was out of stock, and I looked today, and it is back in stock. I love this ribbon. Not only is it gorgeous, but it's easy to work with. And we're going to open this up like this. I'm going to move this paper aside for a minute. And we'll tie our ribbon on the front here. Move that down a little bit. Then once I get the bow done, I'll anchor it down with a glue dot. And again, if you would like the kits to make each of these cards tonight, you just need to place in the tutorial, you just need to place an order of $35 or more in my online store using the host code, and I'll post that host code again. And then it needs to be done by Sunday at midnight. This Sunday is the 18th. And you will get the kits. If your order is $50 or more, I will send you a pack of the champagne rhinestones. Oops, that's not what I want. I want a glue dot. Okay, and we're going to put that right under there. And then the other thing I want to do is I want my ties to kind of drape down over the card like that. And I'm gonna put glue dots to help that. So let's put one right here. And we'll put another one over here. And then we just need to trim them a little bit, so they're not flailing all over the place. There's that one. Okay, so there's that card. And then I would do the inside sentiment piece. I'm not going to do that now because I don't know who this is going to or who it's going to be for. So there's the first card. Our second card, It's probably my favorite. So we're going to start with a piece of thick basic white cardstock, 4¼ by 11, and this one is scored at 5½ also. We're still using the framed Florets designer series paper. That gorgeous designer series paper. All right, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp an image on this piece right here. I want my edges filled in for this card, all the way around the edge. I'm grabbing my scrap paper. I'm just gonna, well, no, I'll lay it this way. And I'm gonna use soft succulent ink. It's kind of it's a green. It's kind of has a bluish or grayish hue to it. And I'm using the long greenery image, and I'm not stamping off. I'm using it full strength. And I'm just kind of going around my edge like this. It doesn't matter if you stamp up into here because it's not going to show. Let's do like that. Well, do you girls have your Christmas shopping done? I'm pretty good. And then I'm going to fill in a little bit. So we're making it really kind of a background designer series paper. Those little edges, those little openings, I am just filling in. I think that looks pretty good. There's another one right here. Okay. So we have that done. And the next layer I have taken a piece of that designer series paper and I've die cut it with the die that just die cuts the little hearts out. That's this. So that was over that like that, and it just makes these adorable little hearts all the way around. Okay. And this is 5 by 3½. And then I'm going to take a piece of Blushing Bride to layer underneath that. So the pink hearts will show up like that. Okay. And the Blushing Bride is 4 7/8 by 3 3/8. And if you purchase the kits, you will get the free or the tutorial. All right. So this is going to go, this designer series piece is just a little bit bigger than the Blushing Bride piece. That's going to go on there like that. And before we put that on the front, whoops, I've got some, looks like embossing powder on here. Okay, we're gonna put a piece of the pink designer series paper across the center of the front like this. And this is 4¼ by 1¼ And it's going to go right across the center like that. I know, I love that blue flower side too. Oh, that's nice, Margaret. Okay, so that's across there. I have to stand up and make sure it's straight. Looks straight. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put this on the center of my card. This would be a pretty Valentine's Day card too. So we're gonna center that right on the front, like that. All right. So now I have another one of those ovals, but before we put it in the center, we're going to do a little stamping. I'll bring my scrap paper back in here. And I'm going to use that same image that I used on the front here. And I'm also using the soft succulent ink again. And I'm just going to stamp a little bit of greenery hanging down there. And a little bit of greenery up from the bottom like that. And now I'm going to take a soft succulent Stampin' Write marker and I'm going to color that in. And you could use Stampin' Blends if you want to. For some reason, I thought I had the soft succulent blends and I don't. I don't have them. All right, so I'm using the brush tip and just lightly coloring the leaves in. I'm not trying to do shadow or anything like that. I just want the color in the center of the card. Okay, there's that. And some of this lower one that I'm coloring in, it isn't going to show because there's going to be flowers covering the bottom part of it. Plus, we're going to have a little frame, pink frame going around it too. Well, we're supposed to get a snowstorm Friday or Thursday into Friday. Keep wondering about that. And it's supposed to be colder. Okay. Now that is pretty. That'd be pretty, just note cards like that. Oh, I could. Hey, Chris. I could show something using blue. All right. This is gonna go now. Well, we've got to ink it up and put our sentiments. So I have to thank you. I hope I didn't get this down too low. Oh, I guess it'll fit in there. Okay, good. Where is evening? Here is evening evergreen. Okay, so I'm going to stamp the sentiment in evening evergreen. And it's thank you with all my heart. Okay, and you have snow, Margaret? We didn't get we had a little snow, but it didn't stay. And now on the hills today, when I was working down here, I noticed that uh, along a certain line on the hills, there was snow. It was pretty. The trees were covered. All right, so there's our thank you with all my heart. And we're going to center it right in the middle there. And remember, you get this oval from the large decorative frame. Makes this the largest oval when you die cut a frame out with it. I'm going to move over just a tad. So, this frame here gives you the largest oval. And then this frame, which die cuts this single, there's nothing fancy around the outside of it, gives you a smaller oval. Could actually layer them on each other. You could do a white and then this could be a darker color. Anyways, that's for another day. Okay, so now we're gonna adhere this onto our card front, going right around that large oval. And this is Blushing Bride. Okay, so it says thank you with all my heart. Okay, and now I'm gonna grab some flowers. And again, these are flowers that are die cut out of the designer series paper. I got a bunch of them in a bag here. Let's do, oh, I think I like the lighter color with that. Let's do these. And we're gonna use dimensionals. Thanks, Margaret. We'll layer them on there. Tomorrow's my youngest son's birthday, and he will be 35. Wow, I can't believe he's going to be 35. But we already celebrated his birthday last night. We had fun and we played ping pong, and that was fun. You get to be my age, and playing ping pong is considered exercise. Oh, okay, so we're going to layer this on here, just like that. Isn't that pretty? And then for the inside, I'm going to put a piece of soft succulent cardstock. And, well, I will do that later. I thought I had it sitting right here and I don't see it. Now, girls, these are the Fine Sparkle Adhesive Back Gems. They were in the Gnome Suite. They're on sale right now for $3, and they were probably $8 or $8.50. So, but this pink looks really pretty on this. And so visit the clearance rack because there are some great deals. I think I want this one over farther here. Oh, I lost the sticky stuff. Oh, bugs. There we go. Let's see if I can get the gem back on the little glue. There we go. Okay, so I had a piece of soft succulent cut to put on the inside, and then the basic white layer over it, and then a little bit of designer series paper running down the length of it. So it would be the soft succulent, then the white 5x3, and then this running the length of the white piece. Let me see. I think I did it in this other one. Yep. This was to cover a boo-boo. There was a there was a glue spot or something here. So I would normally put it over farther, but you know how we get creative with our mistakes. Chris, this is in the new spring catalog. And as a demonstrator, you probably got this. So I can't show the inside of it. And by the way, if you're watching and you don't have a mini catalog and the celebration catalog and you need one, and you don't have a demonstrator, email me vernastamps@gmail.com and I'd be glad to send these to you. But let me tell you what page it's on in there. And I wish I could show you the gems that are in here. Maybe Wednesday, if I have time. I got a shipment, and boy, is a designer series paper gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous. Okay, it's on page 65 in there, Chris, in this one. And it is what I love about it. I love the font, and I love the dies in that set. Okay, our last card is a fun card. So this is a fun fold. And this is 8.5 by, I think it's 4.25. Take a look here. Yep. And it's scored on the long side at 5.5. And this is thick, basic white cardstock. Yeah, now the designer series paper is not in there. And that's only available while supplies last. And let me look and see what the item number is on this. Okay, so this is Fitting Florets. If you're interested in this designer series paper, it's 161814. It's 161814, and it's not in any of the catalogs. This is the sheet where you can die cut out some of the flowers. And then it's gorgeous. There's the gingham piece, and there's one with holly berries on it. Some of my favorite paper. And I didn't show you all the pieces of it. Okay, so we're burnishing that down. And actually, this is going to go on this side. All right. Then we have a mini card. And this is regular white cardstock. And this is 10.5 by 3.5. It's scored at 5.25. All right, so these are our two main pieces that we're building our card on. Then I've cut a piece of designer series paper for the inside here. And this is from the Fitting, is it Framed Florets or Fitting Florets designer series paper? Look at the back of that again. It's the Fitting Florets designer series paper. All right, and I'm using this blue piece with the pink in it. It has a hot pink on the back of it. Okay, and we're going to center that in here just like that. We're going to flip this flap over here and we're going to put a piece of designer series paper there. And this piece is 2 3/4 by 4. And again, I'm not going to have I don't have a free project sheet. I have, you get the a regular tutorial if you place an order of $35 or more in my online store. And then you would get the cardstock and paper, ribbon, to make these cards. You get 2 of each. Supplies for 2 of each of the 3 cards. So 6 kits if you place an order of $35 or more and you use the host code. And I will I'll post that host code in the comments and the more information about it. And if your order is $50 or more, I will send you a pack of the champagne rhinestones also. All right, so our biggest layer, our biggest base is that's what done. Okay. We're going to bring in our little mini card now. And this is so cute. And we're going to stamp a sentiment on a piece of balmy blue that's going to go right here. And this is going to be a birthday. So we're going to stamp wishes for a beautiful birthday. And I can't wait for you to see how we do the front of this card. So we're going to use Memento black ink. And where is my center? Oh, there it is. Memento black. I didn't bring it over, must be. Here it is. Okay, and we're going to center this. I got to stand up so I can see. We have several December birthdays in our family. Actually, we have 1, 2, 3. We have 4. This month I have 2 granddaughters, a daughter-in-law, and my youngest son are all December birthdays. And my granddaughter is, one was this weekend, December 10th, and then one is December 23rd. My daughter-in-law's is the 24th, and then my son's is tomorrow, the 13th. My son Zach. Okay. So this is going to go right, centered right in our small little card here. Wishes for a beautiful birthday. Now I have a piece of designer series paper for the front, and this is from that same paper. And I'm using the side that's the print that's the balmy blue. And we're going to put that on the front of this. Just like this. All right. So we're going to set this aside a minute. And we have one of those large ovals from the large frame. And let me show you what frame I'm talking about. This one again, right here. So we're going to use a large oval that's die cut from this frame. And I'll grab that. I'm not seeing it in my little dish. All right, and I'm going to take my blending brush and just, excuse me, blend some balmy blue on the front of it, around the edges, and we'll do a little bit of a snow scene, or a little bit of where it looks like windswept snow on the front. And you'll see I'm starting off on the paper here to go on the edge, because sometimes if you don't, if you just start right on your paper that you're brushing the ink on, you get a big glob. We don't want a big glob. Okay, so you can leave it like that, which is fine. Or if you want to make it look like there's a little bit of snowy hills, you take a piece of cardstock, you're going to rip it towards you. And you just kind of make it so it looks like, you know how the wind blows the snow in the winter? And I'm going to do it all the way. See, it makes that nice line there. All the way, the whole length of it. So we're getting these nice kind of wavy shades of the blue going across there. Could be like the wind blowing the snow, or it could be like the sky. Whatever you want it to be. So we'll do one more here. There. Okay, now we're going to add a sentiment over here using the Memento black ink. And we're going to say, for a special person on a special day. And these are all from the Fitting Florets stamp set. And we're going to put it to the right here. Okay. Probably should have been up a little bit, but it'll be okay. Now I'm going to show you how to use the penguin builder punch to make a snowman. And girls, this punch was $19, and right now it is on sale for $7.60 in the clearance rack. And we're going to punch two of the larger body shapes here. We're going to punch a black one that we're going to turn into the hat. And we're going to punch a white one. That's going to be our snowman's body. Just like that. Margaret, I will be having Stampin' in the Valley, and I will put out more details about that in January, and I will send I have your packet all ready to send out to you. And I will send that out tomorrow. There were some really pretty cards. Okay, so here's our little snowman body. And now we're going to take this part of the penguin, and this part is going to be our hat. So we're going to cut this off. We don't need this. We're going to throw it out or save it for scrap. And this is the snowman's hat, okay? I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back of it right there and put it on Mr. Snowman, and it's going to sit a little bit sideways like that. And I have a piece of pumpkin pie cardstock, or I thought I did over here. We're going to make a little nose. And that might be too big. Let's see. No, I think that'll work. We just need a dab of glue. Put it right in the middle of his little face. Just like that. And we're going to add some black matte dots for eyes and for buttons on Mr. Snowman. I'm bringing in my Take Your Pick tool. We'll put 3 little buttons going down. 2 and 3. Okay. They look a little, well, we're going to leave them. And then I have a little sprig of a die cut right here. And I'm just going to cut off the very end. And we're going to put that on his hat. Right here. And then some little of the festive pearls. Now I know I brought them over here. Here they are. Let's see if we can fit 3 on there. Maybe just 1. I think I'll just leave 1 on there. Now, let's do a little scarf on him. And this is that in color metallic ribbon. I never really liked it very well. But anyways, I'm going to take a fairly large piece and I'm going to tie it around his neck and we're going to make a little scarf. Let's see here. We'll just tie it in a knot. Thanks, Anne. How are things up in Vermont? And do you have snow right now? Okay, so obviously we need to cut these down. Come on. Now, the one thing I didn't like about this is this phrase, but for a scarf, it looks great. See how that's, I don't know if you can see that. It's frayed a little bit. And then let's put a glue dot there to hold that down. And we'll stick it right under there, kind of wad it up a little bit. Oh, I don't want it showing. Okay. So there's our little scarf. And then if you don't want, well, we'll see what he looks like when I get him on the card. Huh, this is wanting to come untied. which I have not had a problem with before. Okay, so he's going to be popped up on here. Dimensionals. Yeah, you could do a whole card with a snowman on the front, would be cute. I'm taking the backs off them. And put that on there like that. So I did not have not had problems before with this coming unraveled. So maybe what I'll do is just take a glue dot and hold that down there. And you're going to want to, if you're working with that and you use that for the scarf, you're going to want to wad that up a little bit because that ribbon is so thin. And kind of push it in so it doesn't show. There. And then this is going to be popped up on here. Get rid of that. Actually, I was going to use dimensionals, but I kind of forgot. Okay, so this is going to sit in here like this, right? So we need to glue this back piece, put adhesive on it. You got cold and snow, yeah. When I was in college at Houghton, my roommate and my best friend was from Vermont, Lori Stoddard, and I'm trying to think where she lived in Vermont. She always used to talk about the leaf peekers that would come to Vermont in the fall. We were both piano majors. Okay. So there's our card. Isn't that cute? For a special person on a special day. And then wishes for a beautiful birthday. So if you are interested in these, I will post the information if you want to get the kits and the tutorial. And thanks for stopping in tonight. And I hope you have a great evening and a super good rest of the week.